Well, hello. Hi, Shmita. What are you doing?
Hi. I just ate some ice cream cake.
Ooh, yummy.
Yes. It was Kit Kat.
Ooh, I do
It
like.
was really good.
Well, I bet it was. I bet it was. Let's see who all we got here. Hello, Momo. Hello, Anita Butts. Hello, Max 2002. Hello, Tony. Hello, Shmita. Hello, Anaphylaxis. Hello, Heather, whatever. Hello, Nonstop Mom. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope y'all are doing good, staying warm wherever you are. I heard it's getting cold. I heard places that don't even normally get ice or wintry weather are getting it. Like the I got a tweet alert from why I don't know because it's forever away from me, but like uh Alabama, Florida border, the panhandle of Florida or whatever. Hi, cement shoes. Hi, sugar beet. That they're expecting like a wintry mix of precipitation. Ugh, I'm way farther south. So
Mix of precipitation, so
like
like
a
just
win
under cold.
a wintry mix in the United States, Miss Ma'am, means they don't know um there are things that come into play, meaning timing. So it could start out as snow and switch to sleet, or it could or start out as sleet and go to snow, because we don't have like Texas. It's Texas. That's what they say for Texas too. Like in the not like in the panhandle of Texas, but like North Texas, the DFW area. Hey, Molson man, that's what we get is like a wintry. They call it a wintry mix because it's sleet and but now sometimes they say just straight sleet, but most of the time they say it's a wintry mix.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
nice.
yeah. Of course, where I am, it's chilly, but it's not like that. Not at all. Like I'm not. I even wore a short sleeve shirt today.
Oh, sorry, Mo. 1 second.
Oh, is she backstage?
She needs a link. I'll
I
give it
sent
to
the
her.
link. Hold on.
Oh, did you click it? No, you sent the YouTube link.
No, I didn't. I sent the StreamYard link. Scroll up. Weirdo.
Mm,
I'll do it right now. I've already doing it.
I did. I did.
No, I'm
Okay.
doing it now too. But
It's already done.
okay, well, I'm breaking up with you. But it's way up here. Look, you even laughed at it. So,
No, I did not. I laughed at your. That's not the link you sent. You sent
oh, I sure did.
the island thing.
Oh,
Told
crap.
you.
I sure did. Oops. My bad. I meant to send the link.
There's Mo.
There's Mo. You're always
I was
wanted, Mo. I clicked the wrong tab. I meant
I was like,
to.
well, I guess I'm not wanted.
Oh my gosh.
You
Of
know
course
how my
you're.
feelings are.
I know, Mo. You got listen. You know, I told you guys what happened last night after we got off live, okay? And I ain't been right since. I don't feel right now, but I'm muddling through.
You were
So
betrayed
I was betrayed
by your own body.
by
Doesn't
my,
get worse
yeah, it
than that.
was. Anyway, so I'll spare you guys. So should we get started since we have so much? Hey,
Yeah.
Amelia. All right, well,
Which
no, I'm gonna play the intro like I always do, and
oh
then we're
yeah.
gonna play whatever it is that we're gonna play.
Okay.
Okay? Are you ready? All right, let me add this. Okay, here we go. Um, hey, Whirly Gates, how's it going? I wasn't buying that fan thing. Nope, I sure wasn't. Me either.
I think it was because it was hot in there because he's had
Correct.
the fire going
Co-
in the middle of summer.
Correct. I think that the reason there was a fan is due to the heat produced from the fireplace being run in July. Hey, Lupe, good evening. What a hey Heather, whatever. Did I already say hi? I don't like to. Hey Sam. Um, I'm telling y'all, I'm not right today. What a day though. Holy.
I was not prepared. And if you hear the snoring, it's the dog. He's like and heavy sighing. I don't know.
It's all right.
Um,
Last night Nestor was acting a whole fool. I can't. I'm shocked y'all didn't hear him. He was in here throwing himself around, having a whole temper tantrum. A whole temper tantrum for nothing. Really, he had nothing. I don't even know what he wanted.
yeah,
Treats.
I
He
gave
wants treats.
I gave him treats. I even gave
how
him
about
Treats.
cheese?
cheese. I
There
gave him
you go.
cheese. I gave him part of my burger
Oh, that's what did it.
that made him whine, you think?
Yeah, he wanted more.
Yeah, he did. He wanted more.
Said half a burger. I want the whole burger.
He's like, "Come on, Mom. You know you don't need that. There's a lot of you and very little of me. You can stand to miss a few meals, chunky monkey." So today, nobody was. Let's just get that out of the way. Okay.
Yeah.
Today today was a day. And
Yeah, I'm so sad it's over.
I know, but there's gonna
I
you
wasn't
know, there's
prepared.
nobody was prepared.
I thought it would last until at least Friday. Tomorrow. I knew they were closing
Well,
this
I
week.
thought the defense would do something.
That's the part we're talking about,
I
Mo,
had a feeling they wouldn't. What
Well,
are they
Mo's
gonna
just salty
do?
that they didn't play the jail calls.
I'm very salty over that. Very, very salty.
still. I told you what I thought about that. Hold on a second. Yes, Tony, give me just a second. Let me find it for you. I got you. Give me just a second. Yeah, okay. So here's the deal. First of all, I was already annoyed. Okay, because what I like to do is listen to the trial while I'm having my shower. Okay, so they were late, which already threw my whole schedule off. And I'm not a person that particularly cares for change. I don't deal well with it. I don't particularly like it. Okay, so then I was already annoyed. And then the they finally break through. First of all, they gave several uh they acted like they were going to it was happening, and then it wasn't. Then it switched to like their break screen, all right, which also annoyed me, okay? And then they finally come live and I'm like, "Okay, okay. Let me go ahead and get in the shower." So I take myself and my phone into the bathroom. All right. And I'm preparing, and I hear the judge ask the questions. And then he says to to the prosecution, "Does the state have any more witnesses?" And the prosecutor stands up and he says, "No, Your Honor, the state rests." And I said, "Okay, all right. This is now the defense is going to have a turn. Here comes the judge." And he says, "Do you have any? Is the defense ready to present their case?" "No, thanks. We rest." I was welcome to members, Tony.
See, I
Thank
didn't
you
even
so
get to see
much.
that.
I
Welcome, Tony.
was livid. I
I
said,
I was right in chat like, what? What is happening?
I was so mad. So then I'm like, okay, well, I'm already in the bathroom and things are already off and the shower is already running. So let me just go ahead and get in the shower and just be mad, which I was. I've never lathered my body up in such an aggressive manner as I did today. And I actually kind of feel sorry for my poor skin because I was so frustrated. So I'm listening, I'm listening, I'm listening. And I I get out and I'm still listening. It's the prosecution. And then, which I thought that, first of all, I thought the prosecutor did a great job of tying all the things together, right?
Mhm.
Um, you know, linking them all. Okay. And then I thought it was nice of her to spare the jury from having to look at those photographs. Um, I thought
Yes.
they did a good job. And then
I did too at first.
here comes the defense. And she adjusts her dress, fixes her blazer, grabs her Starbucks coffee cup and puts it on the podium. And then she starts her closing arguments. The minute she said, bullshit.
I know. I was like, oh my God.
First of all, I was mid lotion and potion. Okay. I was startled and I had to look, which that then caused me to drip some lotion onto the tile, which was annoying also. Okay. I was very upset about that because then I forgot that I had done it and I stepped in it. Okay. Very upset. All right.
It's a whole travesty.
This day has not gone well from jump. Okay.
It didn't
So
go well for Chandler either.
sure didn't. So then I'm listening, and I'm like, did she just say that he's guilty of all these other charges but not the murder? Is that what she just said? Which is exactly what she just said. And then exactly, Max, she took a chug of the Starbucks coffee and she tried to say, "Oh, that made a weird noise." No, that didn't make a weird noise. Everybody in the courtroom is familiar with what a burp sounds like, and that's what you did. So just say, "Excuse me." Don't
Oh,
try
I
to
missed the burp.
Yeah, don't try to cover up and pretend like that no, no. Your body did not make a weird noise. It's a burp. Everybody burps. Just say, "Excuse me." It's not that big of a deal. Now I understand why you don't think lying is a big deal. Okay. So then she gets through it and I'm like, she made some decent points. Okay. She did one of the points that she made that I thought was a decent point was that the motive that the prosecution isn't required to prove, but however, that's what they put forth, was that his world was basically, closing in, crumbling, all the lies were about to be found out. However, she brought up some very interesting points because the emails were not just between, some of those were between Bart and the school. And I do think that Bart would have known the difference between an official email, which would be .edu versus at gmail.com, right? Which is what us regular folks use, not fancy people who work at a college. So I was like, okay, that's okay. She scored a few points. And then she sits down. And then the state gives the rebuttal. And he goes into his rebuttal and then he says, "But that's what the defense wants you to do. They want you to lie." And she said, "I'm going to have to object." And I
She
knew
scared
right then.
She
Which
scared
he
the other
shouldn't have.
lady. The other lady jumped. I was like, whoa.
I honestly couldn't tell which mouth it came out of because of the masks, but I'm almost positive it came out of Vera, Attorney Vera, who's the one that did the closing arguments.
Oh, it did.
Oh, it did, because you could see her every once in a while whenever it said, like, "Oh, they asked you to lie. They asked
Yeah.
you to lie." And
Her
then when they
face right
said
then.
that she lied, she was like, "No, not
She said,
happening."
she said, All right, I'm going to have to object, which made me laugh because I, I feel like if I were an attorney, that's probably how I would object to. All right, that's enough. I'm going to have to object.
Yep.
And then
Can't take no more.
I've had enough. Okay, listen. You've gotten the professional Jen Lu. Okay, now you about to get hood Jen Lu. Okay, and she does exist. I try to keep her quiet because she acts a fool and has gotten me into trouble more than once. So I try to keep her very quiet. But that would have made me snap too, because that's not what she said, and that's not what she asked him to do, and that
Then
was
lie.
no, she didn't, and it was an egregious, he should never have said it, and I wish that I I think that that judge was very, very understanding because I feel very strongly that it had it been another judge with a temperament more like Hood Jen Lou, he would have been admonished in the courtroom because, but he
Yeah,
kept it
I
in, "Hey,
agree.
Seth." Um, yes, I would be like, hold my hoops. I object. I would have
I've
took a
seen a lot of other judges that wouldn't have handled it as well as he did.
no, he handled it really, really well. He was mad, you could tell.
Yeah.
But he did it in a professional manner. And you know, I will say this. I actually I somebody one of the girls I think asked me or somebody asked me today if I thought they would come back with the verdict today and I did say yes.
Yep.
Okay. I didn't think that the verdict would be back before I had a chance to take a nap. I'm also upset about that. Put that on the list too. I was trying to take a nap because last night was very rough for me and I was tired. And here comes the verdict. And I missed it live because I was taking a nap. I don't appreciate that, Chandler. Another time, Chazzle Dazzle, you've inconvenienced someone. So
I almost feel like they went back and were like, okay, we all know he's guilty, so we
let's
just need to
pretend.
waste some time back here.
Right.
You want to go for lunch on the state's dime first and then come back?
See,
Yeah.
that's what
Yeah.
I would have done. I would have been like, "Hey, listen, let's take a real quick vote. Okay, all 12 of us think that that they're guilty. All right, so let's do this. Let's go have some lunch and some drinks.
Some
Yeah.
snacks.
Let's have snacks." That would have been Jen Lou. Let's have
Okay. So now,
snacks.
what are your thoughts on any type of appeal? Because I don't. I don't think the defense really did anything.
I don't
I
think they
am
did.
wondering if he could have a case for
I
ineffective
say,
assistance of counsel. Like they didn't do anything. In my opinion, they asked a couple questions. What shit?
I think he will try that. I don't think it'll work. I think his best bet is to try the COVID break.
Okay, Shmita, on what grounds do you think, and I'm not arguing with you, I'm just asking, what grounds do you think that he could attempt to base a Rule 37 appeal on?
Hmm, let me think about that for a second. I think. Okay, so there was no cross, like, ever. And they didn't bring up any of their own witnesses. They didn't bring in any of their own specialists and anything like that. They just, I don't know. I'd be pissed. No, like,
That's the thing. If his parents were alive and he did this to somebody else, his dad would have been pissed and thrown a fit.
Hey,
But too
hey,
bad
Teresa.
those are the
Go ahead.
ones he killed, so he had nobody to fight for him.
yeah,
Okay.
so like they probably sat in there in the back room, like, oh, no, 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 like they can't do that. And they can you're just because your phone traveled to all these locations that the bodies ended up doesn't mean you were there. Like it's and he's dumb enough to believe them. Like, oh, okay, yeah.
His
Well,
lawyer fought more for his bail than she did for his whole trial.
Hmm.
okay. Okay, but what do you know what a rule do you know what constitutes ineffective assistance of counsel? Okay, let me put this a different way.
I
The
don't
tr-
think that he. That's what I said. I don't think that he would get that appeal.
yeah, but I know you don't, but Shmita does.
Sorry.
Shmita says
No,
she
I don't know
does.
I don't know if he
Okay,
would
so
get it, but I think he could have enough to at least apply.
so
Yes.
here's the thing. This is a common misnomer. When you are on trial, because we are used to seeing trials, like I'll give you an example of another child killing their parent, right? Or not an actual child, but the Menendez brothers. Okay, we're used to seeing trials like that. All right. The truth is, if you really get down to brass tacks when it comes to being on trial, you as a defense, you don't have to put on a single solitary witness. You don't. And it doesn't mean that you are, as a lawyer, and if your lawyer chooses to do that, right, then it does not a ineffective assistance of counsel make, nor does not cross-examining the witnesses. The truth of the matter is, it is wholly and solely on the state to prove the each and every charge, including the elements required to make the charge what the charge is, beyond
Mhm.
a reasonable doubt. So I think he has zero claim to an ineffective assistance of counsel. What I think he actually has is maybe the situation with the vid. And the only reason why I say that is this would definitely be a um I got distracted.
Sorry,
This would be a precedent because obviously we've never
yeah.
had a situation like this.
He
Criminality,
did call him Brett in the close, which okay, I get it. The brother, I'm
I
sure
think it
she's
was a
seen the
mis
names,
yeah, I think it was just
but oh,
I mean, it is what it is. It's not ineffective. No, unfortunately,
no,
it's
no,
not.
no.
But it's like, oh, what an unfortunate slip. What an unfortunate mistake, especially when we've not heard a peep out of you, right? And then boom, here you come, Vera.
Bullshit.
Bullshit. And fuck. I was like, whoa, all right, Miss Ma'am. Um,
Hey, Teresa, if you want
Teresa,
the
yeah, come
link,
up here, drop the link.
'cause I'd love somebody on my side.
Well, what I'm saying is, oh, right. That's not how you do it, Jen. That's what I messed up with last time. Hold on a second. Hold on.
But I don't know if she
Hold on. I have to get
can or
back to.
not because of the time difference.
Well, this is where this went. I made him. How am I going to get this back? Crap.
Oh, here, do you want me to do it?
No,
Amazon Law School.
hold on a minute. Just give me a second. I'll be right.
I'm
The
sure it.
trial. Go
Go
ahead.
ahead, Mo. No, go ahead.
The trial I'm watching now, the defense attorney is tearing every single person that goes up apart.
Okay.
I mean, he is being awful.
Here, if
Yeah.
anybody wants to come up, you may. We just don't. I can't do no junk tonight. Like, just you don't have to turn your camera on, but please don't flash us. So being ineffective as, hey, Teresa, what's up? Oh,
Oh,
okay.
oh, sorry, I might have done that. Sorry, I'm gonna stop clicking.
Stop clicking. Leave the mouse alone. So,
Hey, Teresa.
hey, we'll give her a sec. Maybe she's got to turn off YouTube.
She said hi, I think.
I can't hear her.
Oh. Maybe that was Shmita.
Being an ineffective attorney is different than ineffective assistance of counsel, and I do think she was ineffective as an attorney, but I don't think that he has a case for ineffective assistance of counsel. I do think he has a potential for um, the issue of when he tested positive, he could raise an argument that due to that they may not have known exactly how long that he was going to have to be quarantined, right? But they had an idea. And the fact that they did not require the jury to be sequestered during that time, he may have something there. Hey, Allie.
I agree, and I think that's why the defense attorney brought it up in her closing.
Mm-hmm. What is happening?
But I mean, the evidence against him is overwhelming.
Except for, okay, if I were to take a real cut and dry, strictly by the letter of the law, look at this case, okay? The truth is they did not prove that he murdered his mom.
I agree.
It's the only thing. That's it. That is all, but even if
I think they proved that he dismembered her,
right,
but they didn't prove that he murdered her.
right. They did not have anything, unfortunately, which is, intentional. Although I will say this. That's so weird. Let me, oh, that's weird, Teresa. I don't know. Try it again. Let me go to studio and put it on members only so that we don't have these bots. I forgot to do that when I set the stream. So, although there were 5 bullets missing and only they could only account for 2, potentially 3 wounds on his father. So, okay. It's decent enough. They really didn't actually need to prove that, because honestly, it would have been the same either way.
I agree.
Um,
Do you think that
but
if they hadn't found his father's torso, it would have been different?
yes, I do.
Hmm.
It's very difficult. Here's the thing. Well, I will say this. It would have been better if they were able to identify specifically which bones in the fireplace belonged to which person. Okay. Hey, Dave G. Because let's be realistic here. The fact of the matter is, or as my friend Hansy Ansi would like to say, no sweat Andy, the fact of the fatter is that most people do not have bone fragments from the cranium, long bones, and teeth in their fireplace at home. Most people don't keep that's not a thing that happens. So it would have been interesting to see. I still think they would have probably found him guilty. Yes. Basically because of there were so many bones, so many, and the teeth, which are also bony, but you know what I'm saying.
What is going on with Teresa?
I don't know.
No, it's not working for whatever
I
reason.
wonder why.
I don't know.
Maybe send her a new link.
I did.
Oh.
I said I don't know why my link would be any better, but
I don't know either. I don't know how this stuff works.
It's the same link.
It's the same link.
It's only one link.
I don't know. Maybe, she's just dancing.
It's weird that, hold on a second. It's weird it won't work. I mean, the truth of the matter is, look, at the end of the day, it was not, I don't know why he pled not guilty either. To be perfectly honest with you, I think he should have at least maybe tried for a dadgum plea deal.
I agree.
I can hear you guys.
Yay! Now we can hear you.
I'm like, that's the last time I'm going to try because now I'm just being disruptive. So I
No,
apologize.
you're not. We
said you were dancing.
Oh, I was like, who's joining now? Well, this Jen's about to leave. I gotta go outside for a second. Hold on.
I'm dancing because Chazel is guilty.
Yeah.
I wasn't very surprised. I mean, was anybody actually surprised?
No,
No.
not at all.
No, I was surprised with how quickly it came back.
I was
See, that's funny.
surprised
Somebody
she said
messaged me.
bullshit.
Somebody messaged me and they're like, how long do you think it's going to take before the verdict comes back? I said 3 hours. And it was like 2 hours and 18 minutes. Yeah.
And then they had lunch.
Yeah, I think an hour of that was lunch.
I would have ate real good for the last time on the state's dime. Sure would have. I'd have been ordering all the things, not even eating it, just ordering it.
Thank you, Anita.
Thank you, Anita.
So I was watching this morning and I'm like, the prosecutor went up. I was like, okay, they did a good job. And I was like, the defense could easily do some rebuttals here because they haven't done anything else throughout this trial. And then she went up and she started talking and I messaged Nita and I'm like, this is literally one of the worst closing arguments I've ever heard in my whole life. It was terrible.
The best part was the outburst of bullshit and fuck.
No, I was at work and I was like, what? Did she just say that?
I feel like she's new, and I don't know, I've never researched her, but I feel like she's new, and the defense team was like, you go ahead and do it, it'll be good practice, we know he's going to be guilty anyway, so like you just go ahead and try.
This is like when you're in the Super Bowl and you're ahead by 32 points and there's like 10 minutes and they just start putting the B team on to play.
Literally, that's how I felt. I was like,
go on. Go ahead.
It's like here when we pull our goalie in hockey. Gotcha.
Then she called him Brett, and I'm like, oh, this is not going to go well. This is not going to go well.
Yeah, when she said Brett, I was like, oh no. It's awful. I wonder why she did it instead of the other one.
Night, Seth.
Night, Seth. That was the best part. The best part, because she said, okay, she said, all right, I'm going to have to object now. I thought, oh my, Miss Ma'am.
It's about time. This is literally his rebuttal closing argument. What are you doing?
What was in that coffee? Because the whole other time you weren't perked up. That coffee just now kicked in after your closing arguments, and now you got some spice? What happened?
Well, now I'm going to have to object.
Yes.
So it's like somebody kicked her under the table. Oh, Max, I know she's all, well, yeah, he lied. Well, we all lie. So like, what is that? Like, who cares? I'm like,
that's not
freaking parents being missing. What are you talking about?
He lied. Okay. does everybody lie? Yes. Are there times when somebody has asked me, does this outfit make me look fat? When I used to work in the mall, okay? And I would say no, which isn't really an actual lie because it's not the outfit's fault. That's the truth. You see how good I am at finding a loophole, and I could not find one in this entire case.
Yeah.
It's not really the outfit's fault, ma'am. But I would say
You're like, no,
no.
the outfit's fine. That's not the problem.
It's yeah. No, what I would say is, well, you know what I think it is? I just don't think this is a very flattering cut for your figure. Let me get you something else. And then I would proceed to sell them $300 worth of crap they didn't need, but they did look good in it. I never let anybody walk out looking bad. So do people lie? Yes, people lie. Do you know how many times my kids have handed me food when they were babies out of their mouth and here, mama, and then they say, we're good. What am I going to do? No, it's not good. It's a soggy ass Cheerio that I think was in the back of your mouth for the last 30 minutes that you reached in there and pulled out. No, it wasn't good. Of course I lied and said it was good. Of course I did. Okay,
Yep.
that's
I
not
was thinking
this.
that you told them no.
No, I would never. I lied. I lied.
She's straight up
like,
telling
damn.
her 2-year-old, no, that shit sucks. Like,
No, it was disgusting. And don't ever do that crap again. I don't appreciate that. Really shouldn't be doing it. Ugh. Anyway, but I digress. Yes, people lie. Okay. Let me tell you what is different about the Chazzle Dazzle lies. Okay. First of all, he was already doing too much with the 11 billion emails and the pretend 1100 advisors and the whole HR people he was talking to. Okay. That was already doing too much. It was already doing the most. What set him apart was the burner phone. He went out and got a burner phone to pretend to be these people in case his dad called. Okay, that's doing too much. That's way beyond just, was it good for you? Yeah, it was great. Can we just go to bed now? That's beyond that, okay? Like, that's bad lies, okay?
I can't believe he tried to disguise his voice on a phone call to his own dad. Like, what are you doing with your life? And then after he kills him, he writes himself a note, get a job. Like, now you're going to get a job? That's all you had to do to begin with.
I thought the cleaning list was interesting too.
Why would you write that in your phone? Well, obviously, he thinks he didn't have to give his phone to the police, but...
Unless Kat wrote it.
ooh. Oh.
Here comes Shamita. Listen, I'm about to sue NK because I think NK has ruined our Shmita. I think NK has caused permanent. They're not all NKs, Shmita. And I feel like
Could be.
this.
Did you see those texts?
Yes,
I
I
feel
did.
like most of them are NKs.
Yeah.
I really do.
You think? Yeah, but okay. But let me just say this. The people investigating this case were not Tammy Lee, Coder, or Kobach. They did their job. And they did it well.
Boom. Mic drop.
Yeah. No, I didn't like the council burping. Oh, that made a weird sound. No, you made a weird sound.
No, you burped.
Throat.
Which isn't weird. It's a normal body function. Just fucking say excuse me and we can move on.
She's
I don't
now
know
I'm-
how I
making it
missed
through the
that.
process.
Yeah. I'm waiting for someone to do a mashup of like her saying bullshit and then burping.
Why
and
are
then
you
saying
waiting?
fuck.
Just do it, Shmita.
Yeah, I should just
Yeah,
You
Shmita.
have all of it on your channel. Just do it.
I
Just
tell
do
her that
it.
all the time. Do it. Do
Do
it.
it.
Do it. Do it.
The girlfriend was always off to me. I'm sorry. I think she was. She was off. There's things that didn't make any sense. Why she thinks that her boyfriend's grounded at 23 years old is weird to me.
I
Okay.
know, and that's why I want
I
to
think-
hear the jail calls, because I bet they were to her.
Yeah.
That's what I think
So
we're going to
mad we
hear.
got robbed of those.
I don't listen. We've already had this talk. Just
Well, I
take it
requested
down.
all the records today, and those calls better be in there.
Well, if you requested the discovery, they won't be. Okay, but here's what unless they're used in the penalty phase. This is what I was trying to explain to you, but you were just too on a 10 for me to I couldn't talk you down. Here's what I think is going to happen. If they bring those jail calls in, it's likely going to be in the penalty phase. I'm sure that he made some admissions in those calls. And I think that the meeting had to do with, and this is why she wasn't let out of her subpoena, because they were communicating. And I think if they were to use those, likely what it would be is something like maybe he made some admissions in those phone calls, or they could use it to show that he contacted her even after he was told not to, which means he has no regard for the rules, which obviously he doesn't if he's willing to commit,
Cut up
murder.
his parents into pieces.
Exactly, but
oh, yeah, I'm going to say something real quick. No, I don't mean to interrupt, but
no, babe, go ahead.
the
I
part
just be
when they
going
were
on
talking,
sometimes.
the prosecutor was talking about him like cutting up his parents, and he was like, and then it was from the front to the back, and he was talking about like that he had to look at his parents.
Yes.
Like he had to look at the face of his parents while he was doing that. How did they know that the heads weren't already cut off at that point?
Please stay out of my brain, because that is exactly what I was thinking. That's what I thought. How do we know that the heads weren't already in the fireplace?
Right? Like you're going to cut their head off so they're not looking at you.
Correct. Like, how do we know that the heads weren't already in the fireplace while he was,
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I was thinking.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
That's what I would do.
Yeah, Teresa, did you see the mom almost drank the hand sanitizer?
Oh, I did. I watched that on here with you guys. I was like, she wants off that stand so bad, she's trying to kill herself.
You know what
Did
you
you
should
watch
do,
the friend,
Allie?
Teresa?
I didn't watch any of the cell phone stuff yet. I missed all that.
Did you watch Andrew Smith? Oh no.
Nope. I know. I hear that's the one I gotta watch.
Oh yeah, that's the one I told you gotta watch. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to watch him. Let me say this. Allie, what you should do is just do the top 10 moments from this entire trial and just include the hand sanitizer, the bullshit, the fuck, the Andrew Smith, all of those things. Do it. That's what you should do. Put it all together.
Bullshit when the mom goes to drink the hand sanitizer.
And I gotta put whenever they yell objection, and the mom's like, "What? Me? What?
Who? I had to explain everything to her. Like, it's okay. You can just stay right there. We're just going to go over here for a second and talk. And I'm like, that's what I say to my 5-year-old.
No, don't drink that.
This is just liquid mumbo jumbo.
That's not water.
That's exactly. Exactly. Why is she on a? I see why she rides behind Cress and is not allowed to operate the riding lawnmower by herself.
I would love to see those two riding across the lawn in the lawnmower.
Oh God.
Yes.
There should have been a video of that.
There should have been.
Shmita, can you make that happen?
Yeah, Shmita, you can. Cress was the MVP of this whole trial, if you ask me.
I feel so bad for her. She didn't even want to deal with this kid coming to use her damn pool.
I feel awful for her too.
I feel awful for her.
Did not want to have to deal with being friendly for a little bit so someone can swim in your pool.
Because
now she's got a whole ass crime scene at her house.
Exactly. Because listen,
I didn't want that little shit coming to use my pool.
Exactly. Yeah. I told you this was a bad idea, Dulce. He was already encroaching on topless 2:00. Look and now look where we're at. We've got body parts. It's a whole crime scene now.
But look, I mean, like this kid is telling people he is grounded, yet he has this amazing job. Like,
yes,
those things don't add up. I'm sorry, your parents aren't grounding you while you're this uber intelligent guy that is like moving me to Florida and renting an apartment for me. Like it doesn't even make sense. Like, women, wake up.
Okay, I have to agree because I was arguing this point the other night. How is it that you're a nosy Parker enough to check the Snapchats and recognize that he is not at home doing chores? So you took a screenshot. Okay. However, he's been working at this job. After he was an intern, he got a paid position, and he's been working there for forever, at least 3 or 4 paychecks, and ain't been paid once. And you believed it when they mailed the check to the wrong address? You believe that? How does that happen? Let me tell you how that happens. It doesn't. You know how they figure out where to mail your check? By your I-9 and your W-4 that you fill out. Okay? It's not complicated. Then he tried. How do you try to set up direct deposit? This is a Yoda moment. Do or do not. There is no try. You either set it up or you didn't, which he didn't because he didn't have a JOB in the first damn ass place. Okay? Those were all fine stories. Perfectly fine. Fine. But you're not where you said you were on Saturday chore day. And I checked the Snapchats and I know that you weren't there. So let me show you how I know. Boom. Screenshot. Hey, Molson Man. Hey, Check. Yeah, so none of this.
When I was with my husband back, like, well, we started when I was only 14. And could you imagine if I had the Snapchat and location sharing then? I'd be checking on him all the time. Like, where are you at?
But nowadays I'm like I'm asking my husband, when are you leaving? Like, don't you have anybody to go hang out with? Or
right?
Like, where's my alone time? Before at the beginning, I would have known everything.
Yeah, where now I'm just like, oh, good, okay, good, yeah, go, bye. Do you need me to pack you a lunch? Okay,
right. That's what I'm saying. You want a snack? Are you cheating on me here? Do you want me to go ahead and send her your laundry? Because if she's going to get that part, she should have to do the parts I have to do too. Here, take your laundry over to your son's house.
Yes, this is this comment.
I get that English isn't her first language, but I mean, she knows what hand sanitizer is, right? There was just some things that I was like, I don't know how this woman has made it this many years and is actually alive, because I don't know. I totally understand, like, the explaining, like, different, like, verbiage and, you know, things like that needed to be explained because she didn't understand what the heck was happening. But I don't know. They treated her like a child, like she was a 5-year-old on the stand.
Right. And I'll say this. I think that the reach for the hand sanitizer was because she was just, at that point, and she's an excellent point, Max 2002. She's a nurse. I am a Latina, okay? And
well, wait, is she a nurse or a home health care provider?
Same difference.
No, it's not. No, it's far from the same difference.
Okay,
I've seen a lot of home health providers that were.
You would know what hand sanitizer is, especially during a pandemic.
Yeah. True. And the thing is, though, Mo, I'm Latina, and I am second generation, okay? And I have lots of relatives that English is not their first language. English is not my dad's first language, although he was born in the United States, okay? And I get that. And there are colloquialisms in English that don't translate at all in Spanish, at all. And I get it. But I think what happened with the hand sanitizer, it was just a light moment. And that's just the truth. I feel like she was very nervous to be up there in the first place. Okay. I think
I wouldn't want to.
You could tell when she talked about the farm that was a place that she felt safe. She enjoyed being there, and he forever ruined that. And the thing is that she may not have known exactly where everything was before, because they typically would have removed the tenants from the property while they searched. But she darn sure knew where everything was the day that she testified, because there were pictures. And so the truth of the matter is, I think a lot of it hit her at one time. And I will say this, I think that she didn't want to be up on that stand in the first place. And I think that she wanted some water. And I think it was just funny that she reached for the hand sanitizer. And the way that they stopped her would be the way that I would stop my children when they were little. No, 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 no. You know,
I would hope that
that's
she
it. It
didn't
was just a
actually
light
drink
moment.
it. I think she just saw it out of like her periph and was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
water."
It could
Oh,
have been out
wait,
of
no.
habit, like a habit, like maybe that's where she keeps her water. I don't know, but it was just,
It was pretty
it was
funny
something else.
because I think of Dr. B's mom too, and I'm
Yes.
just like, and I would laugh the same, or I'd probably laugh even harder and ask her,
Well, shit, if I
"Are
did
you
that, I hope
normal?"
you guys would laugh at me.
Yeah,
Oh,
of
I
course
would.
I would. I would. I
You guys are
would.
true friends, man. True friends.
See, this is the deal. If that were you, I would absolutely first I would make sure you didn't drink the hand sanitizer, and after that, I would just make fun of you until I stopped, until I
I
had
kind of
found
feel like you
something
guys would all
else.
just let me drink the hand sanitizer and then just see what happens.
Me and Dr. Bate, let's see what happens. We won't say anything, and let's see if anybody stops. This is our social experiment, Jen. Let's just see if anybody stops Teresa. And then these two would probably be like, well, if they're not going to say anything, we're not going to say anything. So, yeah, Teresa, you're probably right. You'd end up drinking the hand sanitizer.
Drink the hand sanitizer. Well, I adore you guys. I have to hop off. I have my first class tonight for criminal law. So,
Ooh, well, good luck.
Oh, cool.
I'm sure they're just going to go over all the basic crap. So I'm still going to be in your chat. But
Okay, good.
all right, I'll talk to you guys later.
All right. Thanks for
Okay.
coming up.
Of
All
course,
right.
thanks for having me.
Bye.
Bye.
You're welcome. Anytime. So that was poor Dulce. Bless her little heart. I will say this. There were some times when she spoke that I thought that she was making her accent a little extra. I can hear it when Sofia Vergara does it too.
Oh, in a clip, I'll work on that.
What are you working on? Working on what? I'm just tangled up.
Dulce trying to take a sip of the hand sanitizer. I'll clip it.
What's going on?
Oh, nothing. It's resolved.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We're okay now? Everybody's okay?
We're all good.
All
right.
good in the hood.
Because you know how I roll. I like the chat to be, supposed to be a chill place.
Yeah, this is not a drama channel.
It is not.
No.
Well, besides court drama.
Yeah, but not drama between, all of us.
I was getting ready to say it's like a fireside chat, but that's probably not appropriate.
No. Well, you said it anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
You should play the, well, never mind. I'm still stuck on the phone calls.
Well, we were going to play those, right, Shamita?
No,
Yeah.
I'm talking about the meeting they had about the jail calls.
Oh.
I didn't know if they have.
Huh?
You said that there's a video of them having a meeting about the jail calls?
Yeah, I sent it to you.
Oh, cripes. I didn't even.
It's really short. It's no big deal. I'm just stuck on it. Because the defense tried to argue not to allow the jail calls. And so they had I don't know what it's called when they have meetings pre-trial about what evidence is going to be allowed.
Pre-trial
sure
motions.
Yes,
Oh.
pre-trial motion. It was a pre-trial motion about the jail calls being allowed. And the judge allowed them, but they didn't play them. But the defense argued for it. I mean, against it, whatever. But it's really short. I'm just stuck on it.
I hope they do. I hope they do release them, but I don't. I could see. I could see why they won't, but I hope they do.
I mean, yeah, she had a class, Molson man. Um, I if the judge was going to put, I don't think they needed them. I think that I think that would have just been unnecessary. But that doesn't mean that we're not going to hear them. It's possible that we could hear them in the penalty phase. So we'll just have to wait and see. I was just blown away by the lack of. I cannot believe they didn't put on one single witness at all.
Yeah.
What happened? The vibe is really weird. What's going on in chat? What happened? Maybe we'll talk about it later. I don't know because I don't.
We'll
The
talk
vibe
about it
just all
later.
of a sudden got really weird, and um, I don't understand what's going on. Okay, all right.
I'm not allowing disruptive behavior. If you don't like someone, block them. If you need to talk to Jen, email Jen. Don't do it in the chat. And that's it. Like, stop blaming somebody for putting you in a timeout that doesn't even have a wrench on the channel. So just stop.
Okay. Let's all okay. Let's all get back to discussing how ridiculous and much of a liar Chazzle Dazzle is. Let's all like not be fighting. Everybody here is welcome. As you know, let's all be respectful of everybody. Come on, like I don't. Let's all just be decent. I'm not even saying be nice. Just be decent. All right.
I
So
agree. We like everybody in chat.
yeah. So let's get back to what we were talking about. All right.
Yes. That's why I said
So
it's not even worth.
yeah, let's
Let me bring this up.
Yes,
yeah,
let's all
sample
drink some
of-
hand sanitizer.
correct.
That is what they drink in jail to get drunk, by the way.
Why don't they just use mouthwash? It'd be
Well,
safer.
I don't know if they have mouthwash.
They do, and it would be safer.
Well, it was during the vid, and
Oh, okay.
there was tons of hand sanitizer, so they were drinking it.
You know what? I think what the deal is with that is, you know, you get the client you get, right? You get the case that you get. And I think that I think they could have done more? Yeah. Would it have been effective if they did? Probably not. I mean, the truth of the matter is this case, I haven't seen one. I haven't seen a case in a very, very long time that I cannot find one single loophole. Look how I found a loophole for lying to somebody about an outfit making them look fat or not. Okay. If I can find a I can find a loophole for anything. And I could not find a single solid loophole in this at all where I could maybe see a way around it. And I just couldn't. And I don't even understand why this actually went to trial, to be quite honest with you. To me, this case seems like a case for a plea deal, and that's just the truth. However, had they taken a plea deal and not gone to trial, we wouldn't have been able to see all the stuff that we got to see. And most of it was fascinating. The forensic testimony, in my opinion, was absolutely and completely fascinating. And I enjoyed it. So now I think we're going to listen to the phone calls between Bart Halderson and who is it? It's on tip Omar from the
Yes,
college,
Omar
right?
Job.
Yes, from the college.
Yes. Come on, lay down.
Amelia, you didn't get to say nobody said hi to you. I didn't say hi. Hi, Amelia. Did I miss anybody? I don't like to miss people. And that's a good idea, Lupe. I'm sorry if I didn't say hi to you. I'm sorry. Hi to everybody. I'm so glad everybody's here. It's nice to see your familiar faces. Okay. I mean, yes, I do agree, Nonstop Mom. Yes, everybody does. Um, everybody has a right to their day in court, and that's 100% true. What I'm saying is that there are cases that I have seen get pled out that probably should have gone to trial, and cases like this that probably would have been better pled out, right? Go to trial. This was an expensive trial for the state of Wisconsin. Those expert those experts, especially the forensic anthropologist, that was a lot of work. So, but he did deserve his day in court for sure. No, they can't deny a trial, Allie. You are under the United States. Everybody has a right to a fair hearing, and that's true. It's part of the Constitution. Everybody has a right to a trial. Are we ready? All right. Let's hit it.
Good morning, sir. If you believe you can do so safely and responsibly, testifying without a mask would be our preference, if you're comfortable doing that.
Yes.
Thank you. Go ahead and remove the mask, and then if you want to angle the microphone so that it's directly in front of you, that will also help, because the blowers have turned on and they create a level of background noise.
Okay.
Thank you. Go right ahead.
Good morning, sir. Would you mind telling us your name and spelling it out for the jury?
My name is Omar Job, Omarjobe.
And sir, what do you do for a living?
I work as an enrollment coordinator at Madison College.
And tell me a little bit about that job. What do you do in that job?
We are customer service that, like one-stop shop that help different departments. We support different departments like financial aid, enrollment, records, admissions, and triage order calls in different parts of different departments within the college.
Okay. We're going to go forward a little bit.
A call that you maybe had with someone about Chandler Halderson in June of 2021?
Yes.
In fact, the very end of June, June 29th, I believe?
I remember the date, but
Okay.
yeah.
I think Max likely it's going to be Brett doing it. I don't think that Mitchell is going to give an impact statement, but I do think that Brett is going to do it for Mitchell. I really do. I think that's what'll end up happening. And I feel like what is their last name? Helgenbaum. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Shmita and Mo, the Jane and her husband and the twins.
Yeah, Helgendorf.
Oh, yes.
Helgendorf. Thank you, Shmita. I think that they might be also.
You'll have to do it later if you want to.
Okay.
All right. And was that call recorded?
Yes.
Okay. Have you listened to that call?
Yes.
And I'm going to show you just there's a number on the bottom. It's 496. It's a kind of an oddly designed transcript, but just even reading the first little bit of that, does that appear to be the call that you had with this person regarding someone named Chandler Halderson?
Yes.
All right. I'll take that back from you. I will move 496 into evidence, and I'll represent for the record 495 to be the call and move the call into evidence as well.
Any other objections?
No further objection, thank you.
It is received.
I think I asked you, but we played the call for you and you listened to it at one point.
Yes.
Do you have any independent memory of this call at all?
No.
Do you know Chandler Halderson?
No.
Do you know anyone named Bart Halderson?
No.
When you listened to the call, were you able to tell, though, that it was you on the phone?
Yes.
All right. So if we could have HDMI left, I'll plug my computer in.
I also think it's very courteous for them
Folks, it's
to
been a little
announce
while
which.
since we've had just an audio record.
Hold on, Judge, excuse me. I also want to say that I think it's nice that they announce which HDMI they're using, because I frequently don't know what HDMI is plugged in, and I have to search a lot when I want to change on my TV. This is very nice. I wish that I had somebody announcing which HDMI is hooked up to the cable, which one has the Wii, and which one has the Xbox. It's not really for you guys to know, but I'm hoping that my husband hears me talking about this and busts out some labels. That's all I wanted to say. Okay.
I'll remind you of the instruction that what you hear is the evidence. If you don't believe the transcript that's shown on the screen matches what you're hearing, you should go with what you're hearing. The transcript is provided for your convenience. Go ahead.
Sure. All right, we're going to listen to a call. Give me 1 second. Let me make sure we're queued up appropriately and the volume is on.
This should appear on the screen in front of you, sir, Mr. Job. The computer monitor should carry whatever's on the big screen, so you don't have to look in that direction.
The call's about 17 minutes long, so I apologize, Mr. Job. You're going to sit there for a second, but if you need a glass of water, there's one right there, and I'll just begin playing at the...
Hi. I'm trying to get an appointment scheduled to meet with somebody to mainly just get a copy of the transcript and also a printed copy of a certificate that was earned and other degree verification.
Okay.
How do I get that done?
Okay, for the degree, you have to download the duplicate diploma form and send it in with a check or a money order of $4 for the diploma to be mailed back to you. For the transcript, you have to go online and request it.
I just wish there was
I tried requesting
hold
one.
on a second. So what I wish there was is not like a label on, because it's in the back of the TV. I don't know why I'm stuck on this, but I wish that there was a way for you to like label it on the, like when you, with the remote, you know what I'm saying? Instead of it saying HDMI 1, 2, or 3, you could write Wii, cable, Xbox, like that.
Have you
I
seen those
agree.
ones where they put the bread tag? Like, you know that little clip?
Yes.
With the bread, put them on all their cords and,
Yes.
and
I don't
label
care.
them.
Like, I don't really care about the cords. I want it where I can see it, which would be on the TV as I'm toggling through the input.
I agree.
Now, the one part I missed about this, because I was stuck on the HDMI thing, which is ridiculous. I need to stop being so distracted by details that don't really mean anything other than to my weird brain. What day was this call? And the only reason I'm asking about this, let me just rewind it and then I'll put it right back where it was, is because this was an argument that the defense made, and I'm curious about it. So just give me a second. I just wanna
Triage
hear
order
real
of
quick.
calls in different.
No. I already heard that part.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Started as a student and
Recorded?
recently we started recording them I'd say 2 years ago.
Okay. Last year, you were contacted by the
Thank
the
you,
police at
Sugar
some
Beet.
point regarding one.
All right, let's go ahead and skip forward a little bit.
So that it was you on the phone?
Okay, bye.
Provided for your convenience. Go ahead.
Sure. All right, we're going to listen to
Thank you, Sugar Beet.
call. Give me 1 second. Let me make sure we're queued up appropriately and the volume is on.
This should appear on the screen in front of you, sir, Mr. Job. The computer monitor should carry whatever's on the big screen, so you don't have to look in that
And
direction.
the call's about 17 minutes long, so I apologize, Mr. Job. You're going to sit there for a second, but if you need a glass of water, there's one right there, and I'll just begin playing at the...
Hi. I'm trying to get an appointment scheduled to meet with somebody to mainly just get a copy of the transcript and also a printed copy of a certificate that was earned and other degree verification.
Okay.
How do I get that done?
Okay, for the degree, you have to download the duplicate diploma form and send it in with a check or a money order of $4 for the diploma to be mailed back to you. For the transcript, you have to go online and request it.
Yeah, I tried requesting them online and we never got them. And I've spent I don't know how many times doing that at $8 a piece, so I'm not willing to do that again.
Why is not letting you request your transcript? What is it?
It's not my system, it's your system, so don't ask me questions like that.
Okay, but I need to establish the problem first before I can know how to walk you through to get it. Are you by your computer so I can walk you through on how to get it?
I've gone through the process before. I've worked with, I tried to work with Daniel Spike to see if he can get through the information. I don't know if he's with you guys anymore, but it just seems like the ball keeps getting dropped.
Okay, I mean it's pretty easy to request a transcript.
That's what I thought too, and
you just go to the
it
website.
hasn't come through.
It doesn't come through they don't send it? Do you request it? Okay. Right. So we have a third party that processes it. It's called Credentials. Mm-hmm. Did you talk to Credentials?
No.
Hello?
Well, yeah.
I said, did you talk
No, I said no. No.
Okay. So we have a third party. Hold on, let me look at your account first, okay? What is your ID number or social? So I can access your account.
No, I don't have that.
Okay, what's your first name?
Chandler, Chandler. Last name is Hald, D as in David, Erson.
You said last name is Han?
Hal is in Larry, Derson.
Okay, what's your address and your date of birth?
4595 Oak Springs Circle, DeForest, Wisconsin, 53532. Date of birth is March 15th, 1998.
Jen, your camera's on.
Okay, so it looks like you owe a balance. You owe a balance of $2,349.
Well, there you guys all see how lovely I look when I don't feel good.
That's why you can't request it.
You're beautiful.
Hello?
Yeah. Can I schedule a time to actually come in there and pay all that and resolve everything at one time?
With the payment, yeah, the payment center is open, yes. You can come in. Somebody will be there. You can make the payment. You can pay online too. They can lift the hold. You can talk to student financials. They will lift the hold, and then you can request a transfer.
It's Chandler. I thought it was
How
the
long
dad at
can
first
they do
too,
an unofficial
but it's Chandler.
transcript?
Wait, is it? Pause it for a minute.
I can't. Shamita has to.
You have to pay the balance.
Is this Chandler or the dad? I was confused when I was listening to it too because it sounded like they took turns.
This is the dad.
Okay.
See, I think this is what I think has happened. I think that at this point, Bart has had enough, okay? And now it's come to a head. And he's requested these files. And this is what's confusing to me, is in order to request the transcripts, before you ever get to the payment option, okay, you put in your information. The last thing you add is the payment, okay? So what I don't understand is, how did he pay $8 or whatever it was multiple times if Chandler was not enrolled in the school? And then they just don't send it. The only thing that I can think of is that Chandler was the one that was actually requesting it from, you know what I'm saying? That he was
Oh,
using
it's
his
his dad pretending to be him the whole time? I thought they were switching back and forth on the call.
no, it's he's saying, yeah, he is giving his son's information, but what I'm the part that I don't understand, I have no idea what I looked like. I'm sure it was a very, very flattering view. I'm sure you guys got my whole nostril or whatever.
No, we just got the bottom of your titty.
Oh, did you? Oh, I'm wearing a Bert and Ernie shirt. So there you go. Because my boob hit the phone, and it's not even big. But I digress. Okay. So, anyways, now I'm thinking about Bert and Ernie on my boobs.
Night cement shoes.
Good night, cement shoes. Thanks for coming. Anyway, he wasn't. What I think was happening is that they were doing it online first. Okay, but what I don't understand is how it is that he was able to get to the payment part if there were no transcripts to get. So obviously there were transcripts to get. What I think was also taking place is that Chandler must have been filling out that request himself, right? Using his dad's credit card to make the payment. And the only thing he could have done was give a different mailing address, and that's why they wouldn't get it. That's the only thing that I can think of. But at this point, Bart has had enough, and he is now on the phone with Omar here, and he's trying to find out what's going on. But he cannot, Bart cannot request Chandler's transcripts, which is why he's saying his name is Chandler. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Now we got it.
All right, I was confused about that because at first I thought it was his dad, and then I was like, no, that's Chandler. And then I was like, no, it's his dad. And then I was all confused. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Then you can obtain whatever you want to obtain.
Okay, now how long does it take to do an unofficial transcript from you guys?
Right away. You can download it. It's a PDF that you can download right away.
Is there a person there, an office I can go to and have them do it?
Yeah, someone can walk you through. They can show you how to obtain it. And the same as, if you call, we can walk you through to download your unofficial transcript. But like I said, the balance have to be taken care of first.
Yes, I understand that part. So, do I need an appointment, or is it a place you can just go at your Truex field to get that?
You can go to the front desk at the Truex campus. You can go to the main campus. We open Monday through Friday now. So you can walk there, and then someone can help you, process the payment, call Student Financial to lift the hold, and then you can do or download your own official transcript.
You said after the payment, you said to lift the hold, you said call who?
It's a process. So once you make the payment, they can lift the hold right in there. You can tell them, you want to request your transcript, so they will lift the hold right away.
So you said I had to call somebody.
No,
or can they do it if I stop in there?
Yeah, when you stop in, they will do it for you.
Okay. Now, if we've earned a certificate, say in that solar program,
you said
where does that get requested to?
If you earned a certificate?
Yeah.
I don't see that you earned a certificate. There were no you were taking,
oh, okay.
You were taking IT classes, right? I don't see that you were in a program.
Well, prior to the IT, there was a solar program too.
Yeah, but I don't see that you were Chandler Anderson. And your date of birth is March 15, 98?
98.
Okay.
Now, there was an old account that got changed to this new one, so would it be under the old account that didn't get, or did all that get transferred over?
It's soon if they merge the accounts. What was your? Do you have your old account info? Like
Well, it used to be Halderson C at Madison College.
I think it is
normally
nonstop, Mom.
if they merge it, they'll bring everything together. Hold on 1 second. Okay, so the name that was on that account, what was the name of that was on that account?
Well, it's the same name, Chandler Halderson, or do you see it's Halderson C at Madison College at edu.
Yeah, that's your username. That's C Halderson at Madison College edu.
No, that's the new one. And the old one said Halderson and then C at. Can you tell if those two were combined or not?
Halderson and C. No, I don't see a request for duplicate account. Normally, when I type your name, it said bring Halderson C. Let me do it in reverse, okay? If it's Halderson C, then your first name would have been and your first name is Chandler, Chandler.
HAL. L is in Larry. HALDER.
No. So when I look you up by name, if it has a duplicate account, it bring all the names that are under that account.
I think what has happened here, Max, is that you're correct. And I think that the reason that they're not finding this other account is because there aren't two. I think this is part of the subterfuge that Chandler, went through in order to fool his dad and keep his dad from being able to obtain records. That's what I think is going on here.
Yeah, even back when I was in college, we had one username we were given.
Now, if they
and we used that.
Yeah, because even where when my kids were in school, regular school, not college, but they had one account number that followed them from elementary through junior high and high school. So yeah, this is
it's the same in college, and you get it's on your student ID, and you use it for everything, your email and everything.
Yeah, so this is definitely they both, bless their hearts, both sound confused. I can tell Omar wants to help, but bless it.
canceled one, would that show up anymore, or once they cancel it, would it be like expunged kind of?
It will show up and then it will say deactivate. If you go to, we have a system that will show that a duplicate account was processed. Because the account I'm looking at, there was no
How far back does that account go that you're looking at? Like when was the first class taken?
Okay, I can spring off to 2018. Spring of 2018.
Oh, okay. So that does have all the history then.
Yeah, but I don't see that you were admitted.
I'm having a hard time hearing you.
Said I don't see that you were admitted in any program.
Well, you said they were, it's the IT degree is in there, right?
No, those are just classes. Like you took general education classes and then the IT classes. You might have just took the classes but not be in the program. You have the solar. You took a solar class, physics, trigonometry, leadership and art, general chemistry. Yep, you took some solar classes, like I said. Yep, you took solar classes, but you were not in the program.
Mm-hmm. Does the internship from the spring show up in there?
Entrance from the spring of what year? I can go there.
Oh, this year, 2021. Or winter. Yeah, you do spring.
No.
Do those normally show up in there?
Yes, if the internship is part of the curriculum, yes.
Okay. Do you have an Alyssa Brandt that works in that area or anywhere in the campus?
What is the last name?
BRAN. I think it's T or DT.
You said the first name is Alyssa?
Alyssa? Yeah, ALYSSA.
No. All the branch. There's no Alyssa.
Yeah, Max,
with all the
that's
last
definitely
names
the
that
dad. Hold on a second. I'm gonna push pause so I don't miss anything. I think what's happened here is I think Chandler is in the room. I can't hear
Yes.
his voice, but it sounds to me like when you would think that Bart is asking Omar the question, he's not. He is asking Chandler the question, and I think Chandler is nodding his head. And if he is talking, it's not audible through the call center recording system, but they're
No, we
definitely there
heard.
together.
I
I
thought
have
I heard a little earlier you could hear somebody in the background. That's why I thought Chandler was talking and that was his dad talking in the background. But
maybe once or twice, but but what maybe that we did hear that, but I didn't notice it. But I did notice when he is talking, when he was listing off the classes, there was a question mark at the end of it, which tells me the tone, right? It sounded like a question, which tells me he's not actually speaking to Omar when he's asking that question. He's speaking to Chandler.
I agree. Oh, I just realized it says Bart Hardison.
Teachers and everything. It would be anybody on campus that works there.
There will be anybody on campus. The directory will have anybody on campus.
Okay. How about
There's only like 2 minutes left of this, and then we'll go through it sugar beat and see if we can figure out what's going on and what you're confused about. This is confusing to me too a little bit.
Still work there? His last name is Spike. Yeah, it's I'm trying to think the proper spelling. No, SPEITH.
You said SPEITH. No, it's not showing up.
That should do it then. Okay. Thank you for your help.
All right, you're welcome.
I think the dad just realized, like,
Mm-hmm.
there's no way.
And
Yeah.
I think this is after he talked to somebody that sounded like Chazzy. And so he decided he's going to check in this himself. And this is when Chazzy's world was getting ready to come crashing down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I think Nonstop Mom, I think the reason why Bart took the reins on this one is because for months through this email exchange, right? Chaz had been the one handling this. It was up to Chaz to speak to HR with American Family. It was up to Chaz to handle the situation with SpaceX. It was up to Chaz to get his transcripts. That's what he was waiting for to get this job at SpaceX, right? And he wasn't doing it. And I think that he was getting, and I know, well, I don't think, I know he was giving his parents the runaround. And I think that Bart had enough. And I think that the time that he, just like Mo said, the time that he did attempt to call somebody based on a number that Chandler gave him, it went to that burner phone and he answered and he said it sounded like Chandler. And I think that whatever, I can't tell you other than what was presented in court, but I mean, reasonably, it seems to me like the dad had just had enough. And he was like, I'm done. I'm just going to call myself. And I think what he did was he went back through his browser history. I think he found where the, sorry. I think he found the website where you would request the transcript and you pay. And I think he hit the contact button. And I think he said, all right, I'm done monkeying around. I'm calling myself. I'm going to ask the questions I want to ask because I don't know what is going on here. If you're just incompetent and you're not asking the right questions, but now I'm through playing with you. Playtime is over and now we're about to be adults. And I think that's exactly, sorry, Nonstop Mom, I didn't know that. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's what I think
agree.
happened. That's what I think happened, which
And
tells
I
me,
think,
go
sorry,
ahead. No, go ahead.
I think when Omar said there's no one here that works with that name, he was like, Chandler was busted right then.
Yeah, I think that, hang on a second. Seth, I like you. Okay, I do. And I enjoy you coming into chat. I enjoy you participating. I don't know what's going on between you and Shmita right now. And to be honest with you, I don't get it. I know there's a history between the two of you, and I appreciate that. But Shmita is my friend. She is more than my friend. She is my family. So please be respectful of Shmita, or I guess don't come in here. I don't know what else to tell you. I don't want to be rude to you. I don't want to make this a thing. I don't want, you know what I mean? But I'm not going to, Shmita is my family. So if you're, you're being at this point now, it's disrespectful. And I've never been disrespectful to you. So I would ask that if you're going to be here, that you be respectful to not just to me, but to my guests who at this, the guests on the panel right now are my very, very good friends. They are my family. So I would ask that you please be respectful of them. Okay. Or else then just don't come in here. I don't want else to say. I wish it didn't have to be like this. But I'm not going to fight about it. I think I don't get it. I don't know what's going on, and I'm not going to, it is what it is. But please don't be disrespectful to Shmita. Anyway, what were you going to say, Mo?
I don't remember. My ADD kicked in.
Mm-hmm.
I think we covered it. Just that was when he got busted. And that's why the dad ended the call, because he knew right then everything's a lie.
Yeah, and I think that I honestly think that the parents had been, well, Bart anyway, had been, good night, Nonstop Mom, thanks for coming in. Hey, Rocking Ruth, yes, check the photos. I think what happened was, I think this was a buildup. And I think that, I think that's what happened. I just think it's a buildup. I don't think that I don't think that the prosecutor has it 100% correct, and I don't think that the defense had it 100% correct. I don't think that his world was about to implode. And I'll say that I think that he knew he was going to be facing some consequences, but I don't know like how big of a deal those consequences were going to be that would rise to him feeling this was his only out. Okay. I think that the truth lies somewhere in between. I think there was a confrontation. And I think what happened is, I think there was an argument. I think there was a confrontation. I think that Bart went his way and Chandler went his. And for whatever reason, something clicked or snapped in Chandler, and that's when he did what he did. And once he had shot his dad, there was nothing else in his mind that it was over with. And then he just set about doing the rest of it. That's what I think. But there was more than enough
I'm
evidence.
trying to remember, because I have to listen at work, so I can't actually watch.
Mm-hmm.
The day that he killed them, his mom was sending him are we going to watch those? Or no? The text messages that his mom was sending him saying, have your dad help you?
I don't know what Shmita has next. What's the next video you have, babe?
The
copies of original records.
Snapchat.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Okay,
where his locations and stuff were.
Yeah, it's at the end of this. Okay.
It's at the end of this.
We've all, I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody has like watched it. What were you going to say?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember what the messages said, but it was something like his mom said, make sure if you need, have your dad help you. So I don't remember what he was supposed to be helping him with. What day was that call made? Do we know?
I think he said June 22nd.
Yeah, okay. It was like the last week of leading up to the murders, I think.
So what was happening on July 1st that he needed his dad to help him with? His mom wanted his dad to help him with.
We don't know.
I swear it says in the text. Well, we'll see. Go ahead and play.
Okay.
Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony you're about to give this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you.
All right. Hold on. Before we play this, hold on just a second. Let's remove this. Let's add this. He does say when it is. So just let me skip forward just a little bit.
We support different departments like financial aid, enrollment, records, admissions, and triage order calls in different parts of different departments within the college.
When people call, just give us a sample of last time you worked. What kind of calls are you getting?
We got calls about admissions. We walk them through how to get admitted and enrolled in classes, mostly financial aid, like I said, records, obtaining their transcripts. Those are the kind of calls that we manage daily.
And how long have you been doing this work?
Altogether, 8 years.
Go ahead, sorry.
Started as a student and transitioned in different positions.
When you, do you get a lot of calls?
Yes.
Do you remember all of them?
No.
Or sometimes they recorded?
recently, we started recording them like about, I'd say 2 years ago.
Okay. Last year, you were contacted by the police at some point regarding one of these calls you had?
Yes,
And did you speak to the police?
yes.
Did they ask you about a call that you maybe had with someone about Chandler Halderson in July June of 2021?
Yes.
In fact, the very end of June, June 29th, I believe?
I
There it
remember
is.
the date, but
Okay.
yes.
What was it?
If
June 29th.
29th. Okay, now we know. Okay, so June 29th. So,
Good afternoon. If you believe you can safely and responsibly testify without a mask, that would be our preference if you're comfortable with that.
I'm not able
oh,
to.
I
at this
just
time.
realized what I was going to say
Go
about
ahead
that
and pull the microphone a
with
lot
Mom.
closer.
I think what happened is I do think there was a confrontation, but this is the 29th. Everything went relatively smoothly, and you know what I'm saying? Everybody was at work and doing what they were supposed to be doing up until the 1st, which was that Friday. Okay? So I think what happened was I think the reason that call took place is I think that Chandler's mom, as moms do, they're always wanting to cover, protect their kids and cover for their kids. And I think that the call was the icing on the cake. I think that Bart had been saying for some time, hey, look, the kid is lying, right? And his mom was probably like, no, he wouldn't do that, yada, yada, yada. I don't, but that is, if in time, a long ways between 2 days is a long time. You know what I mean? So I don't know what occurred. Unless this was not a situation where there was a confrontation and boom. You know what I mean?
It-
This was
Is there
plotted and
30,
mhm,
30 or 31 days in July?
30. No, we're in June, so 30 days.
Oh, yeah, June. Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
all right. Yes. So, yes,
So
2 days.
2 days, which when you're thinking, I mean, it doesn't seem like a long time, but I don't know.
I'll have to see the text messages again, but I know she says
Mhm.
something about have your dad help you, and he says he's right here or whatever.
That's the text messages where he responds with dad's phone's is dead. Isn't that it? Is that because
Yeah,
that's
that's
why
the
she?
same time.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
And you can even tilt it up closer to the direction of your mouth, and we'll make sure that we can hear you. Thank you.
Okay.
Go right ahead.
Could you please state and spell your name for me?
Courtney Rip, CourtneyRipp.
And what do you do for a living?
I am a criminal analyst for the Wisconsin Department of Justice.
What do you do in that job?
As part of my job, I take in copies of original records and make them into visual displays. And that can look like chronological reports, timelines, or cell phone tower maps.
Have you been involved since early on in the case of Chandler Halderson and deceased individuals of Bart Krista Halderson?
I have.
And have you worked in conjunction with folks in law enforcement?
Shamita, will you push pause real quick?
In your work?
Yes, I have.
Specifically?
Yes, because I want you to answer this question too.
Okay.
Allie's question, is that what you're answering?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Because they need to give the people who are involved in the case a moment, okay? And typically what happens at sentencing is they are allowed to give the victims are allowed to give a victim impact statement. And in this particular situation, it makes it doubly difficult because you have a family member who is the convicted person for that's the person who made you a victim in the first place, your own family member, and he took away your parents. So they like to give the victims an opportunity to meet with their advocates and give an impact statement, but also um, the the defense doesn't feel that there needs to be um, a sentencing investigation because it's mandatory. He was convicted of 2 counts of first-degree intentional homicide, and that carries a mandatory life without parole sentence. So they feel that it would be a waste of time. However, the judge or the prosecutor wants it because it's perfunctory, and it will give the victims an opportunity to make a victim impact statement. I wish Dr. B was here because she could explain it a lot better, but I'm pretty sure I have that right. Oh, and also, if this won't be the case in this situation, however, you are allowed to present the defense would be allowed to present mitigating circumstances. Okay, so the defense, if that they're not going to, but if they chose, I don't think they will, but if they chose to, they can. This gives them an opportunity to have the their client analyzed, given a psychological examination, and they could argue that his head injury is such that rather than him serve his entire sentence in a prison, that he would be remanded to serve his sentence in a state-run mental institution, something like that. They allow for mitigating circumstances, but because they said they didn't think it would be necessary in this case, and I don't think they're going to raise that. But those are things that happen. It's an opportunity for both sides to argue that he should get the prosecutor would argue for the max, and under other circumstances the defense would argue for less. But this carries a mandatory, so I'm not sure why they did well, I know why they did it. They wanted the victim impact statement. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Maybe these detectives over here.
Yes, I have.
Okay. Showing what's been marked in this case is exhibit number 435. What is that?
This is my CV.
I'll move 435 into evidence.
No objection.
It is received, and I'll have the record note that it was Detective Sims and Trunk that counsel was referring to, just so that the record reflects which detectives.
Thank you. Can you tell me a little bit about the training you undergo to do your job?
As part of our training, when we first start, we work with
Thank you,
a senior
Amelia. I hope it
analyst
was correct.
who goes over how to do the specifics of our job. They also review all of our products before we send them out.
All right, skip
I've also
her
received
CV.
training from the cell phone companies.
Well, I'll move 442 through 449, excuse me.
No objection.
They are received.
On exhibit number 442, which is Chandler Halderson at gmail.com activity from July 1st, there's not much there, but what do we see?
There are various YouTube searches that are listed here with the link and the title of what it is specifically that they watched.
YouTube is a company owned by Google?
That is correct.
Okay. So if someone goes on YouTube and watches something, that would log onto their Google account associated with their email?
That is correct.
Okay. Are there any searches performed that day or any other Google activity that you're able to see?
No.
What could account for there not being any searches there?
There were no searches conducted or that the information had been deleted.
And do you know one way or another which one it was here?
I do not.
Okay. So 442 is July 1st. On July 2nd, 443, exact same thing?
Exact same thing. Different searches, different videos watched, but only the YouTube history.
444, July 3rd.
Too bad we
same
couldn't
thing?
send them our
Same
links,
thing.
girls.
445, dealing now with the 4th of July. What are we looking at there?
Again, YouTube searches and YouTube history.
Can you imagine if it came
446,
up
dealing
the
with
war
Google
case
activity on
studies?
July 5th. What are we looking at there?
I would
YouTube history.
I would be flattered.
I would too. I'm like, oh my God, so
447,
cool.
July 6th.
Unless
Again,
it
more
was a
YouTube history.
situation where
That
they
is
got
correct.
tips and tricks.
On 448 and 449, July 7th and 8th.
Okay, so I've thought about this too, and the truth is, Max, I'm not. Dr. B is a better person to ask for that about this specifically, but I do believe that Dodge is a diagnostic center, so it is possible. I don't know if they only di- how they decide which diagnostic center they go to, but because the people that have come that went to Dodge as for their diagnostic center have similar situations to Chris. You know, they're crying. I don't know. I don't know what'll happen, but you're right. He could very well end up there, but he likely will not stay there. He will be there, and then he'll be sent to whatever prison he's going to spend the rest of his time in. That was a long way to say that. Sorry.
We're able to see more information.
That is correct.
All right. So let's start talking about exhibit number 448. In general, there's a few pages of things here. A good deal of these entries. Let's start with, is he searching anything on Google?
There are searches that are listed here in the maps section. So directions to specific places.
Can you tell me what those were and what time they were searched on? And this is again, July 7th.
July 7th at 9:36 and 38 seconds in the morning. Irwin Road, Cottage Grove, Wisconsin was searched. And then the next second later, so at 9:36:39 a.m., there were directions to that address, Irwin Road, Cottage Grove, Wisconsin.
Okay. There's a good deal of entries here that are Google Maps. Is that what happens when a user starts looking into the map interface?
That is.
Okay. Moving into 10 in the morning or so, are there some more Google searches?
Yes.
Tell me what those Google searches are.
At 10:19:57 in the morning, White Lake Police Department, White Lake Township Police Department. At 10:20:15, White Lake Police Department, Wisconsin. And that was searched several times. White Lake Township Police Department. Again, that continues several more times. At 10:21:44, Wabeno Police Station. 10:22:31. It's a homepage for the village of White Lake, Langlade County, Wisconsin. At 10:22:40, there was a personnel directory lookup in the village of White Lake in Langlade County. At 10:24, there was an area that was viewed in Google Maps. At 10:26 a.m., the search term BDO. 10:41 a.m., BDO's Madison CPA firm was a link that was selected. 10:58:40, BDO Madison. 11:33:04, Sawyer Lake, Wolf River, Wisconsin. Several different locations were viewed in the Google Map application. At 12:25:36, there was a Google search for Zimbrick Volkswagen repair shop near me, with a follow-up of the Zimbrick Volkswagen of Madison Service Center. And that address was then utilized in the map application. At 13:51:19 p.m., Sawyer Lake, Wolf River, Wisconsin directions were pulled up. Lots more map activity. At 14:03:18, there was a Google search for 4200 police code. 14:08:38, radio codes, Signals, Rhode Island.
If they pulled my Google history, I've looked up those codes too, just so you know.
Oh my God. When he was doing his closing and he asked the jury,
And then at
I'm sure none of y'all have ever
15:23:26,
Googled these things. I
the
was like,
search
oh,
term
sir, you don't
AICPA
even know my Google history.
was put in several times.
And that was all on July
I know,
7th,
Callie.
2021?
I
That was
know.
all on July 7th,
It's crazy.
2021.
Okay, and so we have 1 day left. Fair to say, Exhibit 449, which is July 8th, it includes some YouTube entries, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and not looking at those, but what was searched either in Maps or Google searched.
Oh, you don't want to know my YouTube searches.
Just walk us through what was searched that day. It's on July 8th, 2021.
So July 8th, 2021, 9:44:30 a.m., body found, Wisconsin. 9:44:41.
Actually, on my Google
woman's
history,
body
it's
found
Bart
in Wisconsin.
Halderson's torso found.
9:44:50.
Well,
Wisconsin dismembered body found.
maybe the deal is that it's not so much. Maybe if you were on trial for my homicide, unaliving me, as Valley 79 says, and you had searched like Jane Doe found or something like that in my neck of the woods, then it would be a problem. But I think generally speaking, I think we're okay.
Oh no, if I ever get arrested for murder, my Google history will put me under the jail.
I will testify in my own defense just about the Google. Look, I have a small little startup YouTube channel. I like this. These are the things that I look up. If you pay attention to my YouTube, I've also looked up the Wiggles, toot toot chugga chugga big red car. So what does that say? Today I looked up the voice clip from Lost. The island isn't done with you yet. What does that say about me? Nothing. All right, I'm gonna keep playing it.
9:45:07. State versus Peter T. Capuzza, Wisconsin court system. 9:45:25. Dead body found in Wisconsin. 9:45:40. Body found in Milwaukee River, 2021. There is a search for a Journal Sentinel online article. At 15:12:46.
Thank you, Heather. Whatever.
Art and Krista.
I try to hit up the Googles and make it light.
15:12:49. Madison area couple last seen a week ago may have headed to, and then an ellipsis. It's the three dots. Yeah. At 15:12:54, Madison area couple last seen a week ago may have, and then it cuts off. These seem to be all links that were related to the search. 15:13:48. They got picked up and left with another couple. Son not sure. 15:13:51. They got picked up and left with another couple. 15:15:01. Update. Dane County authorities need help searching for missing. 15:15:05. Dane County authorities need help searching for. And then there are various entries in here for map searches. And it doesn't specifically say the area that was viewed in the map application.
Understood. And in 449, when you read
He tried
the
to
Google
sell bars of
searches,
silver?
body found Wisconsin.
Yeah, see, I missed
Wisconsin
that
dismembered
too.
Body found. Those were actual searches performed in the Google website, essentially.
That is correct.
And when you read those longer descriptions, such as Madison area couple last seen a week ago, What do those appear to be?
Those appear to be links that returned as a result of the search. So in this particular instance, the Google search itself was Bart and Krista, and then the ones that followed were links that were clicked on related to that search.
Sure. Judge, I would move to publish 449 just to display that.
Very good.
That's what I think, Rocking Truth. I absolutely do. I don't buy the fan being used for any other
So
purpose
again, we're
than what
looking
a
at
fan
exhibit
is
number
used for,
400.
because it's July and you run in a
As we
fire.
go through this, for instance, that's what you're referencing when we talk about a YouTube video.
Yes,
And this might be a video game, essentially, that's being looked into.
correct.
Okay. And so when we say Google search on this side right here, I'll move over so everyone can see the time at 9:44. That's the item that was searched. Body found, Wisconsin.
That is correct.
Okay. And what I'll do is I'll zoom out just a tad so that that time is visible, and I'll just slowly move the exhibit out to display the whole thing.
I'm assuming Peter T. Kupazaza dismembered
Kapaza?
his.
Yeah.
Kapaza?
He did.
Okay, I haven't heard of that one.
After they read the verdict today, or not after they read the verdict, after the state and the prosecution and defense did their closing arguments, they played the trial of Joey Guy Jr., who also
Yeah, I knew that one.
yeah.
So as we get down to the bottom, these are the links. Are these the links?
Who wants
that
to
Mr.
be
Halderson
normal, Max
put his Google account
2002?
on?
That is correct. You can see after the
normal?
google.com / it changes from
Normal's
search
boring.
to the URL.
Understood.
We
Which
need Dr.
differentiates
B. Where
from
is
the
her?
actual Google search for something like body found with
She's
Wisconsin,
working.
which is /search.
Are you normal?
Correct.
I'm going to draw your attention to one of the searches or one of the links, which is the state versus Peter Capuzza. Did you, in fact, go and find what that was, that link that was clicked on?
I did.
In general, what was that?
It was the court case involving a man who was accused of murdering and dismembering a female relative of his, and the way he dealt with the remains.
Okay.
I Googled it
There were some
bleeds
legal
today.
issues related to that.
Correct.
Because I saw an ad the other day for the like 10 horror movies or movies you didn't know were coming out in 2022, and I have the book, and the picture for the ones that are coming out was for it is the book cover of It Bleeds, and so I was Googling that today, and you will be, I don't know, pleased to know. I don't know whether you'll be pleased or not, but I was pleased to know that Ryan Murphy is collabing on it, and it'll be on Netflix. It's a Stephen King book. It's a prequel to The Outsider. Okay, back to the texts and Google searches, but those are in my Googles.
Okay, and we're not going to talk about the legal issues, but I'm showing you Exhibit 357. Is that the Court of Appeals decision that was clicked on in that link after Mr. Halderson looked into State versus Peter Capuzza?
It is.
Move 457 into evidence.
No objection.
457?
Yes.
It is received.
This legal decision's many pages long. However, I would ask the witness, if it's okay with you, Judge, to read simply the first paragraph starting with the description of the judge who wrote the decision.
She's doing
that
just fine.
entire
She's been
story
working
and
a lot.
stopping
We
at
all
what's
miss
the
her.
background.
Is it from the opinion or is it the editorial summary?
It appears to be the editorial summary.
Hello,
Any
Alice.
objection?
What are you doing?
No objection.
Okay, it may be read.
And so I'll have you start with the name Peter Capuzza and read from that point forward. You do not, I think it's okay if you do not read the statutory numerical sections as you go through it. I think
Thank you.
that would be hard to understand.
Peter Capuzza was convicted of first-degree intentional homicide and hiding a corpse with intent to conceal a crime. The prosecutor presented evidence that Capuzza killed his cousin, Wivano Mushambe.
You can use initials.
Capuzzi, M.M. Capuzza, cut up her body and disposed of the parts in the Wisconsin River. Capuzza argues that the trial evidence was insufficient to sustain his convictions and that evidence relating to a trained dog, which allegedly detected large amounts of human blood residue in Capuzza's apartment, was improperly admitted. We conclude that the evidence was sufficient
Good
to
night,
support
Amelia.
Capuza's
Thanks for
convictions,
being
and that
here.
any error in admitting evidence related to the dog was harmless error. We affirm the convictions.
So when we talk about the Capuzza
Oh, you're welcome, Lupe.
decision,
I'm one of those people that'll take a risk. I will come. Maybe I should do that. Like give you guys a little recommendations or something. I don't know. All right, sorry. Let me keep going. Oh my gosh.
maybe couldn't exist
Sorry,
unless someone
extra.
was teleporting there, and then it appears back at the spot it's been the whole time. Have you ever seen that?
Yes.
What is that called, or what is that?
It's something that's referred to commonly as drift. And so again, it just, depending on how well connected your phone is to the network or how visible it is to the satellites or different ways that it's using to narrow down your location, you could drift away from where you actually are.
For that reason, is it important to look at the number of times that Snap is locating or updating your data into the system?
That is correct.
Okay. So did you obtain records from Snapchat in this case regarding the location of Chandler Halderson's Snapchat account or his phone that was connected to that account?
I did.
And is that certification exhibit number 440?
Yes,
And does 441 appear to be the USB containing those records?
it does.
If you could for me, on 440, on the second page, are you able to identify the username that this file was in regards to?
It is related to the Snapchat account Chazzle Dazzle.
I'll move 440 and 441 into evidence.
No objection.
It is received. They are received, I should say.
Thank you. So we talked a lot about the cell phones and we talked about Snapchat. You did do some mapping in this case.
I did.
Okay. Showing what's been marked in this case as exhibit number 573. What does that appear to be?
This is the work product that I created that shows the summary of all of the mapping.
Okay. And is 436 essentially a container for the USB containing that map?
Yes.
All right. I'll move 436 and 573 into evidence.
No objection.
They are received.
And I'd ask to publish.
You may.
I'll need the lefty.
HDMI.
The screen in front of you is going to come on. We're going to be able to look at some images together. Let's see if we can't look at this in the best fashion. All right. So
I was just thinking about
usernames.
Can
This
you
is
imagine if
just my
Schmida
introductory
was on
slide
trial?
that shows a list of all of the
It's from the account named Schmida.
No, they'd be like, it's from the Schmida?
Or look at Pie-O-Eyed Mickey.
Like exactly, because I have no idea what
Pie-eyed Mickey. Well, how
I think
do you
it's
say
just
it?
pie-eyed Mickey.
Pie-O-Eyed Mickey?
No, just pie-eyed. I don't think the O's I think are intended to be spaces and not spoken.
Okay, so Pie-Eyed Mickey, you'd have trouble in court too. As with Schmida. Sorry. I was just thinking about it and I started laughing.
Will you push play, Schmida, for me, please?
Yeah, but print ready. What you do is you put the @ sign before the person's name, and it'll highlight it.
It only works on a computer.
It's if you
on a phone, it'll
it
highlight
does.
it, but on the computer it like pops it.
So on a phone, it depends on what kind of phone you have, but you have to typically type out the entire name if you're trying to tag somebody, and you have to type it with the @ symbol exactly as it appears in chat. I never get it to pop up ever.
Me neither. And criminality, I just can't even do it on my phone.
Yeah.
I give up. All right, sorry, go on.
The telephone numbers that I reviewed. The tags indicate that there is a chronological report associated with that. And it gives the refresher that sectors are represented by that pie-shaped
Yeah,
icon.
Lupe, there were
and that they're
two
drawn out
tarps
to
used,
represent
and they
1.5
showed video
miles.
footage of him
And that's
going to
not
the store and
necessarily
buying the
area
newer
of
one,
coverage
and
by
then
a
there was
particular tower. It's just
another
for
one
visual
that was already
representation.
at the house.
And there's also a notation that the device that was used by Bart Halderson had no outgoing communications or data records associated with it after approximately 2:30 p.m. on July 1st, 2021. The device used by Krista Halderson had limited activity on July 2nd and was active for a short time around 11:02 a.m. on July 4th, 2021, which corresponds with a text message exchange.
Excellent. And so as we go through this, when we see that the sector symbol or that pie-shaped icon.
Oh, I totally forgot that Snapchat tells you if somebody took a screenshot. That explains, okay, it all just clicked. All right, sorry. I could have kept that to myself without pausing.
The tower that you talked about?
That is correct.
When we talk about, and eventually we may get to data from Snapchat, how is that depicted on these maps?
There will be a legend that indicates it's going to be a circle shape.
Okay. And you were asked to look into July 1st, 2021, all the way through the date of Mr. Halderson's arrest on the 8th.
That is correct.
Okay. So let's start on July 1st of 2021. We'll walk through this slide if we could. What are we looking at there?
You can see the legend on the left-hand side indicates the colors associated with each individual's phone records. This shows all 3 phones for the duration of July 1st. You can see that the red and the green sectors representing Bart and Chandler, and the small circles, they're kind of clustered together near the icon for the residents. Those all seem to stay somewhat stationary, but you can see that the purple sectors travel down to the Madison area, between the residents and the Madison area.
Understood. And so when we look at this piece of data, there's a notation where all of those clusters are at the very top, just top center. It says Bart and Krista's residence. Is that one of the locations that you were provided to map out that was important in this case?
I was.
And there's a couple of those, are there not?
Yes.
And you were provided that information by detectives?
Yes, I was.
Okay. Some of these are, we're going to look at animated maps. Tell us about what an animated map is when we talk about cell phone records.
So what that allows us to do is look at the records as they occur in somewhat real time. So it plays them along so we can see the context surrounding those locations before and after and where they go in between.
And when it came to picking which time periods to map out, you worked with detectives and me, essentially, to figure out which ones were maybe more relevant?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to click on, see if I can do this right. So here we have an animated map on July 1st, 2021 from around noon to midnight, so the last 12 hours of the day. And are we going to see all of these folks, Chandler, Krista, and Bart, are we going to see their cell phones when we look at this?
Yes.
Because it's the first one we're looking at, I'm just going to ask you a couple questions. That purplish color at the bottom, is that Krista Halderson?
That is.
And the green, is that Chandler Halderson?
It is.
And here he's near his residence, essentially.
Yes.
Okay.
And the red that showed up, that was Bart's device. And you can also see that the towers that they utilize the most when they're at home bounce between 2 or 3 different sectors of various towers. And those provide the best coverage at that time for those communications.
And Mr. The timestamp that's in those sectors, is that in fact the actual time that those records are from?
Yes.
Okay, so we're now moving to 4:20 p.m., 4:30 p.m. around this time?
Yes.
Okay.
And fairly soon you will start seeing Krista's phone utilizing towers that end up covering her residence. And again, you can consistently see that the Snapchat locations and the cell phone tower usage is consistent with the devices being at the residence. And we're getting close to 9:00 p.m. And 10:00. $11.
Good night, Max.
And that was the last location.
Night, Max.
Going to the next map, we're still on July 1st of 2021. What are we looking at here?
Because that first map showed all 3 phones for the same time frame, I split them out. So here we can see a little bit closer up view of Chandler's location records, whether they're the Snapchat, which you can see a little bit clearer as the small circles, and the green sectors.
When you talk about the Snapchat circles, it's our first time maybe getting a closer look at them. Are they just underneath the little icon for Bart and Krista's residence?
Yes, they are.
And there's a cluster there.
Yes.
Okay. And so is this Chandler throughout the day?
It is. So it shows consistent data session tower coverage from about 12:29 a.m. through 11:17 p.m. There are a few calls that took place, including an incoming call from Krista at 3:19:39 p.m.
Going to the next slide, we're still on July 1st. I think you said you were going to separate folks out. Is this Bart?
This is Bart.
All right. And what's notable about this slide, or what can you tell us?
So as it was summarized on the first slide that I read over, there is no cellular activity related to this phone number or this device after 2:33:32 p.m. Otherwise, it shows consistent usage throughout the morning into the early afternoon, with data sessions starting as early as 12:40 a.m. And you can see that there were 3 phone calls that utilize these towers.
Next slides, now we're on to just the isolated view of Krista on July 1st. Tell us what we're looking at there.
This one shows very clearly the movement of the phone down to the near east side of Madison from the home. So you can see that she left the house around 7:29 a.m. and arrived approximately 10-ish minutes later, starting to utilize some of those towers off of Highway 151. And you can see that that tower was consistently utilized until 4:56 p.m. And then there's the travel back to the residence with the data sessions picking back up at 5:33 p.m. and utilized close to midnight.
Despite the phone being used, you're not able to tell in your work who was using the phone after 5 p.m. that night?
That is correct.
I asked you to put Mitchell Halderson on this slide, correct?
You did.
And Mr. Halderson was the whole day nowhere near the residence?
That is correct.
Okay. Going into the second, tell us what we're looking at here.
It's the same sort of pattern, a lot of usage around the residence. There is one change in it that the tower to the south is using the western side
Sheena, will you
of the
pause it
tower
real quick,
to support
please?
communications or data.
I'm working on doing that for the West Memphis Way case. Mo, I'm just not good working with the Google Earth, but I see print ready is. I might have to hit you up because I have all the information about where everybody was and what time. I just need to know. I just need to put that on a Google Earth or Google all of it so that I can see how long it would be. It would take somebody to walk because that's how they got around. You know what I'm saying? I think it would help with the alibis. That's a cool. Okay, all right. Email me. It's in my about section, and I'll send it all to you. I mean, not just do what you can, and then I'll do do the rest. Hey, Amy, I would love your help on that. Thank you so much. Okay, hit it, Shmita.
Usage in this particular instance between 7:07 and 7:22 in the morning of July 2nd. But the rest of the tower activity is consistent with being at the residence or near the residence.
For the entire day?
For the entire day.
The one data session that occurs that you were able to map, it's from 7:07 a.m. to 7:22 a.m., the one that's a bit farther away from the house. The Google overlaid street map lists some businesses, does it not?
It does.
And what businesses directly in the center of that sector?
Fleet Farm.
Is everything okay, Amy? I hope so. I
Again,
noticed
sticking with
that you
July 2nd, what are
stop
we looking at there?
abruptly, but if you're needing
This is
prayers,
the
you got it,
activity
girl.
for Krista's phone on July 2nd. You can see that there are no longer data sessions related to that device after 6:41 in the morning.
Again, same question, you're not able to tell who's using that device at that time?
That is correct.
Same question as before. I asked you to just throw Mitchell Halderson's location on there. Again, he's in the Verona area that whole day?
That is correct.
Let's talk about July 3rd.
You can't redo it,
Saturday,
Amy. All
July
you
3rd,
can do is retract it and type it
2021.
out again. But I will definitely
What are we
send
looking at here?
all
This
the
one is a little
prayers
bit
for
busier.
your baby.
And it covers
And
just from midnight until
good
noon
juju.
on July 3rd. And the way that this kind of plays out is that there's a lot of activity around the home until about shortly about 9 o'clock in the morning. And then the phone travels down along the lake near Madison, heads up northwest. And there are some data sessions around that area that has a box surrounding it. And that is activity that occurred from 8:26 a.m. till 9:02 a.m. Then as you follow that around to the north, there is a tower that's utilized across the river, very towards the top of the map, that's utilized for a phone call. And then you can see it shifts back down to
I think his
tower
mom's torso might be in the river.
550101, and that one's utilized for the next call. And then you can see that the phone then travels back to the residence and then heads
Yes,
actually down
Mo,
to the
I
Madison
agree.
area
Because
from 10:35 until
hold on a second. Let me pause
11:51
this real quick
a.m.
so I don't
So
interrupt this. I don't want to be. Oh, Shmita got it. I think you're right because until the forensic anthropologist put up the diagram of the skeletal system, I thought potentially they could have been in the fireplace, but once she identified where the majority of the bones had come from, and they weren't in there, like your sternum, that would be a good indicator of the torso having being burnt in the fireplace, your rib cage, that kind of stuff. So your clavicle. Well, no, yeah, your clavicle because he did it at the C4. So yeah, your clavicle, all that stuff. Wow, that's awful. Okay.
Yeah, I thought the same thing too. But then after watching this, where
Mm-hmm.
he goes down by the river,
Mm-hmm.
I think
that's what makes sense. And I think that he was interrupted by Cat.
you're right.
And yeah. Oh, wow. Okay.
it's kind of like a big circle.
Sure. And
we're going to look at this map a little bit further. But here we only see Chandler and Chandler's Snapchat. Was there any activity from Krista Halderson or Bart Halderson's phone that day?
No.
And nothing would appear on this map?
No.
And then just so everyone is looking at the map and can see everything, again, you labeled Bart and Krista's residence on that map?
Yes.
All right. The area that has the box around it, the black box, are we going to look at that further and a little bit closer in?
We will.
And is that the area around Prairie du Sac or just north of Sauk City, Wisconsin?
Yes.
Okay. And then just so everyone's reference, that very top tower that only had one entry at one point, that's just south of Devil's Lake?
Yes.
Okay. You were
that's
asked
how
to
Gary
animate
Gitchell
from
that.
7:30 to 9:30?
That is correct.
All right, and we'll look at that.
So again, this just shows kind of in real time what these records look like to give more context, and it's probably easier to understand than listening to me try to describe it.
I think you're doing a fine job, but I'll just note, here you've put an additional label on. So we have Bart and Krista's residence labeled, and then there's another label by Prairie du Sac. What does that say?
It says remains found approximate.
And was that the location given to you by detectives?
It
regarding-
was.
Okay.
Oh,
What is
Amy, you
different
didn't
on
have to
this
do that.
animation
Thank you,
versus the static
sweetie.
map will be the
So
arcs that are
sweet.
drawn out away from the sector. And those are an approximate distance that was provided
Of course,
by
it
the cell
made
phone
made
company.
yes, it makes my day. Thank you so much. You're so sweet for doing that. And we're all thinking and praying for your little sweet baby. I don't know what the prayers are for, but you got them, and the juju too.
Yes, you do, Amy. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. You kiss that sweet baby from me. Wow. It's so, I mean, they're tracking his literal every move.
I know cell phones are amazing now.
Yeah, they really are. Well, and
Dealing with this day still on Saturday, July.
the ability for law enforcement to be able to get the data, number one, and how far it's come in its precision, because it used to be that they could only triangulate,
Right.
and now it's like, this is crazy. Wow, I'm blown away.
Snapchat's even more detailed.
Which is it's funny that Snapchat is so detailed, because the original catch to it, or the lure to it, was that you didn't have to worry about people taking screenshots of your stuff and not knowing who did it, in case they, use for any, nefarious reason, or any reason at all. But the fact that it tracks you as much as it does, when it's really basically disappearing messages, if you will, is fascinating. It's such a dichotomy, but it's, it's so interesting how they're able to do all this stuff now. So cool.
I know.
So what have we learned today? If you're going to be breaking the law in any way, shape, or form, leave your cell phone at home.
Right.
Preferably with an app open, so it looks like you're doing stuff. Or put it on a video.
Not Googling dead bodies.
Correct. Put it on the ward case studies. And
Well, that's probably not going to help either.
hit play off.
Put it on Barney.
Put it on, put it on, listen, put it on the ward case studies, select one of the playlists and hit play all. You're good for hours.
We're over here telling people how to commit murder.
I'm not telling them how to do anything other than to access my YouTube channel and hit up one of the playlists, and you'll have something to watch for hours. That has nothing to do with anything other than that.
We played the fifth.
Well, we're just glad to have you, Amy. We love having you here. It's been a minute. I figured you were busy with the baby and stuff. So whenever you pop in, it's always nice and much appreciated and noticed.
Brent said that they're only here for the alibi.
Listen, if I can help, cool. All right, let me push play.
July 3rd, that location far to the left, in which it appeared that Mr. Halderson's phone moved and stayed for a good period of time in the morning. Did you do some closer up imaging of the tower records as it relates to that location?
I did.
Okay. And tell us what we're looking at here.
So this map shows the towers that cover that particular area and were used by the device. You can see that there's pretty consistent usage from approximately 8:26 a.m. through 9:02.
You're so welcome, Amy.
38
Absolutely.
And you can also see that there is
Heather,
an
you
arrow pointing
absolutely
near
would.
the red icon, and there are there's a very small dot in there. That is a Snapchat location, and there are 2 entries for that particular location.
And you mapped that and took out the cell phone data so you could see that more clearly?
I did.
And is that what we're looking at in this slide?
It is.
And if we look at the very bottom of the screen, is that the location where you've been indicated by?
Good night,
detectives to place the
Allie.
remains
Thanks for
from?
coming,
It
babe.
is.
Again, staying with
No,
July 3rd.
no
so again,
slackers
still
here.
on Saturday, July 3rd. This is the other half of the day, the afternoon into the evening.
It is.
Maybe he'll
what are
get
we
a
looking at
job
here?
in prison.
This map shows the device
Yeah.
traveled up to the Portage, Wisconsin area on the evening of July 3rd. So around shortly after 10:15, the device started traveling north.
I'm going to
utilizing
skip
towers
forward a
along-
little bit and see if we can't find these text messages. That's really what I wanted to see. I think
Yeah, 'cause
everybody
this
else
is-
did.
Yeah, we got the gist of this. I agree.
Oh, wait, I don't.
A search query.
454.
Yeah. Oh, who moved it? Shmeda.
Sorry, I thought I saw it.
Relating.
No, you didn't. I looked good. Okay, this one doesn't have it. So
Yes.
I guess,
Okay, this one has-
Do you have an example?
I don't know, babe. I don't remember. But it's getting I'm not feeling all that great, you guys, and it's getting kind of late for me. So, I think I don't think he did drive to the cabin.
No, he didn't. His brother.
No, his brother did. I think that that's who you're looking at is Mitchell's drive to the cabin, and he met officers there actually because it was supposed to be obviously the officers from that county that the cabin was located in, and then the Dane County Sheriff's Department was supposed to come up there and meet him, and excuse me, for whatever reason, the officers that were going to meet him from Dane County weren't able to, and that's when I thought that was Mitchell's. Because she had him, or the prosecution had her run Chandler's, Mitchell's phone. I didn't see that he went to I'll have to go back and look at that because I missed that completely. I don't know when he would have been able to do that on the 7th or 8th because he was arrested on the 8th, and on the 8th, early before he was arrested, they were at the house. The detectives were, and they took him back to the police station, and that's where he did that interrogation or that interview. And it was at the end of that interview that he was arrested. And as far, I mean, I suppose he was free on the 7th.
Did he not
Free.
Google map it?
Maybe he
Google map the address.
Maybe he did. Maybe he had, I don't know. I do not know. Because if he had traveled to, this is the part, I'm going to have to look this up. And the reason I'm going to have to look this up is because one of the things that the prosecution contended is that he sent that text from his mother's phone to his phone saying that they had arrived and all was good, love you lots. But that came from the house. I'm going to have to go back and look at this.
45 minutes there.
Oh, I missed that too.
Yeah, I missed it too. And we completely missed it. And not to mention the fact that I would have thought that they would have mentioned that in the closing arguments, but they didn't, which is interesting.
To be fair, I kind of zoned out during all her stuff.
Who, this data or the closing arguments?
This one.
Oh, Alice, stop screaming at me. You hear her, you guys? You see how rude she is? Rude and disrespectful. Come on, mister. Anyway, so yeah, I'm going to have to go back and pay attention to that because we're near the end of it. Will you rewind it a little bit, Shmita, so we can see? It's hard to tell what that is.
That's at the farm.
Yeah. Oh,
So does it have a date on it right there?
I can't see it.
I can't either.
We got 3 blind chicks up here trying
Mm-hmm.
to stay, and we can't. I don't know if I can make it big on here and be in the studio.
You can. Let me hold on. I'll make it bigger.
I don't know if I can.
There we go.
Okay. I'm still blind. I can't see.
Open and okay. You're sharing your screen, right?
No, I just have it. No.
Oh, uploaded. Oh, okay.
I just uploaded the video.
Oh, okay.
Huh. I'm gonna have to. She is a hard listen. Dang, I'm gonna have to go back and listen to her while I go to sleep.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to go back and listen to that because I completely missed that. So yeah, definitely. I want to if he did because it's interesting that he would do that, especially if around the come on Nestor the 7th or the 8th because that's when all eyes were on him because he reported them missing. What, the 6th?
Yeah, I agree. If he was going to drive up there, that's where he should have took the bodies up there.
Right. Why didn't he take anything up there? And where did he go up there? Because he didn't drive he did not drive that vehicle into the, I guess what would be the driveway of that cabin because the Hilgendorfs testified that it didn't look like anybody had been there.
Is that
because
where
of the
he
grass.
was telling Kat that there was no like service?
No, he was at home, but he was telling her there was no service at the doctor's office.
Oh yeah, the doctor's office.
And they don't even have Wi-Fi, which is, I mean, ridiculous. What doctor's office in 2021 doesn't have Wi-Fi?
I've never tried to get on Wi-Fi at my doctor's office, but I do not have signal at my doctor's office. I will say that. But
That's
this
good.
was in a hospital where he went.
And they would have Wi-Fi
Yeah, they have Wi-Fi.
because they let you do it in your room. So yeah. Wow. All right, you guys. Well,
Okay, well, I'm not feeling well.
I know my tummy is just not. I'm wore out. I don't know what happened to me. But anyway, on a brighter note, I am working on something for you guys. It's a bit of a surprise. So don't make any plans for Sunday because that's when I want to do it.
And I will not be on panel for that one.
I know. But after, so now that we're done with the Chandler Halderson trial, Teresa and I and Mo, and we're going to keep doing our notes from the jury. The next case we're going to do is the case of Todd Mullins.
Yay.
And
Corn rake killer.
Yeah. But I think what's going to happen is it's not a very long trial, number one. So I think we're, and you know, Teresa.
And days are missing.
Well, yeah. And Teresa has, you know, her where she lives and where I live, it's like a 3-hour time difference. So what I was thinking is I'll get up onto the and see what trials they're going to show on Monday, and hope if there's a good and interesting case, I'll definitely bring it to you guys. I mean, there is always a good and interesting case, so we'll just do that and do the corn rake killer as he became known, and then I'm still going to do the whatever happened to. I'll work that in at some point too. Probably just do it like I did this last time with the premiere, but definitely be looking out. Make sure you're subscribed and that you have the notifications set to all, because I want you be on the lookout for it. And then if you guys could give your girl a like if you think I deserve it, or a dislike if you think this didn't go so great. And on your and I guess what I'll do is I will see you all
And
tomorrow.
Jen's working on stickers, everybody.
I am working on stickers, and I don't know what we're gonna do. I'm thinking, Amy, probably because it's Sunday and next day is Monday, it's a work day for most people. I'm going to go live a little earlier. I was thinking about 8:00 Eastern time, which would be 7 Central, or I could, but yeah, definitely. Yeah, I want to do it a little bit early on Sunday, and then on Saturday afternoon, Sam and I are going to talk all things Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein, and you don't want to miss that because Sam knows all the things. And I don't know what we're going to do tomorrow night, but I'm sure we'll find something. So I just want to thank Shmita.
We should go over the closing arguments.
Okay, we can do that. Yeah, we should.
And the text messages that I was talking
about. Yes. That's what we'll do. So we'll do the closing and the text messages tomorrow, and then we'll bid a fond adieu to Chazzle Dazzle.
Yes. And if you've missed anything in the trial, I'm getting it all uploaded, and it's ad-free. You don't have to watch any advertisements.
There you go.
So
there you go. Thank you, Shmita. Thank you, Momo, for being up here. I don't know if Teresa's still listening, but if you are, thank you for coming up, or if you catch it on the replay. And thank you all for watching. Thank you for the super chats. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. Thank you guys for being here. All right, you guys. Good. Thank you to the mods. Thank you, Team Psych Ward, for modding tonight. I appreciate it so much. All right, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.